The man they fed by the river came back that night with a knife. The moment everything went wrong was when they decided to be nice. Because if they had just kept walking that morning, they never would have met him. For years, Brandon and his friend Tyler had been taking the same camping trip. Same forest, same trail, same spot near the river. It was their thing. Something they'd been doing since they were teenagers. By the time this happened, they knew the area better than most people. Where to camp, where to fish, where not to go. That's why nothing about the trip felt unusual. They set up camp like they always did, near a clearing, close enough to the river to hear it at night, but far enough to avoid flooding if the weather turned. The first night was normal. They made food, talked, laughed about old stories. Nothing out of the ordinary. The next morning they decided to fish. It was routine. They grabbed their rods, some bait, a small bag of snacks, and headed towards the river. It wasn't far, maybe a 5-minute walk. But when they got there, they noticed something different. Someone else was already there. An older man, standing near the water, fishing. That alone wasn't strange. People passed through the area sometimes. But something about him felt off. He looked worn down, clothes dirty, face pale, like he hadn't slept or eaten. When he saw them, his entire demeanor changed. His posture straightened, eyes widened slightly, like their presence meant something. "Hey," he said. His voice sounded dry. "You guys got any food?" Brandon and Tyler looked at each other. "Yeah," Brandon said. The man stepped closer. "I haven't eaten in 2 days," he said. That hit immediately. He explained that he had run out of supplies, that fishing wasn't going well, that he was just trying to get by. It sounded believable, so they helped him. They gave him what they had, a bag of chips, a couple candy bars, and a can of soda. The man took everything, ate fast, too fast, like he hadn't eaten in days, or like he didn't want to waste time. They talked for a bit after that, and at first it felt normal, until it didn't. The man started talking about nature, but not casually. Not like someone who enjoys the outdoors. He talked about it like it was something sacred, something that had been taken. "Everything used to be better," he said, "before all this." He gestured vaguely around them. "Before people ruined it." Brandon tried to laugh it off, but the man didn't smile. He just kept going, talking about the forest like it was alive, like it needed something. "Offerings," he said at one point. That word stuck. Tyler shifted uncomfortably. The conversation kept getting stranger, more intense, until Brandon finally changed the subject. "Hey, you got a place you're staying?" he asked. The man looked at him, longer than necessary, then said, "This is my home." Not joking, not light, just flat. That was enough. The energy shifted completely. Not aggressive, but wrong. After a few more minutes, the man stood up. Didn't say anything, didn't say goodbye, didn't explain anything. He just walked into the trees and disappeared. Brandon and Tyler didn't say anything for a while after that. They just fished. But neither of them relaxed. Eventually, they packed up and headed back to camp. That night, they tried to shake it off. Told stories, laughed, talked about the old times. But the conversation kept drifting back to him. Something about him didn't sit right. Still, they went to sleep, and sometime in the night, something moved through the camp. One of them heard it. Footsteps. Slow. Things shifting. But half asleep, he assumed it was the other one. Didn't think much of it, and went back to sleep. That decision almost cost them everything. When morning came, Tyler was already up, standing near the center of the camp, looking at something. Brandon stepped out of the tent and saw it. Everything had been disturbed. Gear moved, bags opened, supplies scattered. And something else. The knives. All of them were gone. The ones they used for cleaning fish. Sharp, heavy, designed to cut clean. That's when Tyler turned around. And in that exact moment, everything fell apart. Behind him, standing just a few feet away, was the man. Silent, holding one of the knives. Already pressed into Tyler's back. Blood spreading through his shirt. Tyler gasped, a sharp, sudden sound. Brandon froze for half a second. Then the man moved. He lunged. Brandon reacted instinctively, kicked forward, connected. The man stumbled backwards down a slight incline. That was the only opening he got. Brandon ran straight for the tent, grabbed his pistol, turned, and the man was already there, closer than he expected. The knife came fast, slashed across Brandon's arm, then his side. Pain hit instantly, hot, sharp. He staggered, raised the gun. The man lunged again, and Brandon fired. Once, twice, point blank. The man stopped, looked at him, and for a moment, there was something in his expression. Not pain, not fear. Something else. Then he collapsed, just like that. Brandon dropped the gun, ran to Tyler, expecting the worst. But Tyler was still breathing. Barely. That's when adrenaline took over. Brandon called 911, gave the location, then got Tyler into the truck. Drove. Fast. Met paramedics halfway down the access road. Both of them were in critical condition, but they survived. As for the man, police identified him later. He wasn't just some drifter. He was a wanted murderer on the run from another state. Multiple victims, known for targeting isolated areas. People who wouldn't be found right away. Brandon and Tyler didn't know any of that when they met him. All they saw was someone who needed help. And if Brandon hadn't reacted when he did, if he hadn't had that gun, neither of them would have made it out of that forest.